Hello.
Good day, loves.
Welcome back to the Holistic Freedom Secrets podcast.
Yes.
It's episode 61,
Yes.
and it's B Day. Welcome back to B Day. B as in BE, not the letter B.
Yeah. It's nobody's birthday either.
And it's not Beyonce Day.
Yeah. It looks like a Facebook. Okay, that was odd, but
Yeah.
Facebook is just having a moment. That's okay. There's always something, but let me rephrase that. There's been a few challenges technologically with my laptop that I thought were resolved, and sometimes it's a journey. Okay.
Yeah. So on B Day, we touch on things regarding mental state, mindfulness, spirit, practices like meditation,
Limiting belief transformation.
and beliefs. And today we're talking about how to remain mindful in a busy world where you may feel overwhelmed a lot. Right? So how to listen to your spirit during times of overwhelm, chaos, how to check in and stay in with yourself and listen to your intuition and your inner voice in a profound way. That's what we're here to talk about today. And kind of want to kick it off with a reminder.
Before you get into the reminder, I just want to give a little call out to the people for the algorithm.
That's what the reminder is.
Oh, good.
But go ahead.
Hey, loves. We need your help, okay? And by need your help, I mean we need to get the word out for this podcast. And we can do that together. And we'd love to do that together. So please share this episode with a friend. Today's topic is spirit over stress, embracing inner peace in a busy world. And I'm really excited to get into it. It's going to be juicy. So like this video, put a comment. All of these things help with queuing up the algorithm to know that more people need to see it, so that we can spread truth and spread the keys, the secrets to holistic freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is overwhelm? Overwhelm is a feeling. It's a fleeting feeling, but it's a feeling that can visit us quite often in a culture like ours, where we're expected to, first of all, scramble to financially, stay on top of our financial responsibilities, but also we're expected to work, focus, and produce, right? Productivity is the name of the game, whether you're at your job or you're an entrepreneur or you're in between, right? You're both self-employed and working a job, like myself. Just being productive is the name of the game. If you have children, that's another layer. And so overwhelm it's like a precursor to burnout. Overwhelm is usually a combination of anxious mind, tired body, and directionless mindset, you could say, where there's a little bit of fuzziness when it comes to what should I do, how should I prioritize the day, and heaviness in terms of the body, like wanting to move and wanting to get things done and wanting to put your hands on things, put your feet on the ground and move them one after the other, as well as uh, uh, fear of doing things the wrong way or fear of doing things in the wrong order. And this combination, kind of consists of overwhelm. And there's no more direct way of overcoming overwhelm than checking in with your spirit and checking in with yourself, which is not it's not just like you say that and then it happens for you. Of course, there's a learning curve and a practice curve, before you're able to do that, like with confidence and knowing it's going to work or work out. So, what it means to check in with your spirit in this way and in this context, especially in the now, like when the overwhelm and anxiousness is in the now, right? Is first everything begins with the breath. So you notice where you are and you take a deep breath and you kind of acknowledge where you're at. This is the first step. Just I notice that I am feeling anxious and overwhelmed. Cool, right? Simple enough. It's an admission. It brings you to the here and now and out of the anxious mind that's fearful of the future and out of the heavy body that's tired from the past. And just here and now, I notice that I'm feeling these things. And then it's just beyond that, it's just a matter of listening to your spirit with the intention of finding out what, bless you, what you need, what you would like, where, where your actions meet your thrive zone, basically. And again, the thrive zone is the Ufulu child concept for the meeting place of what you love, bless you, what you love, what you need, and what you're ready for. And so, what actions fall into my thrive zone? It's a good kind of question to have in the back of your mind. But you're just listening. You're listening into what your spirit has to share, whether that is information about the here and now, whether that is the information about the future or information about the past. Your spirit has something to say when you're feeling overwhelmed, because there's also a connection between overwhelm, stress, what have you, and your spirit. Usually, your spirit is trying to tell you something and you haven't been listening. And so, this practice of listening to yourself and checking in with yourself, especially when you incorporate these intentions to know what's going on, to know what you need, what you would like, what you're ready for. When you have these intentions, your spirit speaks to you. And sometimes it's a very simple answer. You haven't been drinking enough water. I need you to go drink some water right now. Or you've been holding on to, this interaction that you had without giving yourself grace. I need you to give yourself some grace. I need you to let that go. Or something else, right? You've been really anxious about this task. I need you to go ahead and start this task, even though you're fearful of it. and this information will come. You can trust it. You can trust your inner voice. There's something very divine about it. That's why it was given to us. And to illustrate, there are times here, myself, where there's something that I want to work on, and let's say I'm procrastinating on it, and every now and again, feeling of overwhelm, or I don't really feel overwhelmed too often, but I will feel very just tired of things, tired of the way things are going, and this immensely heavy and annoying, you could say, feeling or set of feelings will come, and it'll be very intense. And I now have, evolved, you could say, to a point where I take that as a sign that my spirit is telling me something that I haven't been listening to. And when I listen in, usually for me, as someone who is very on purpose kind of guy, um, what I pick up is the fact that I've been procrastinating on this thing that I care about a lot and that I do want to eventually get done, and that will help move me forward in terms of steps toward achieving my goals. And I get a sense that I should go ahead and do some work on those things. And then I do. And then not only do I feel better, but also I've taken steps toward changing my life and getting closer to achieving my goals, as I said. So it's a very common thing for me to get information from my spirit about things that I've been procrastinating on. I wonder if you guys can meet us in the comments. Let us know what your spirit often shares with you when you check in. Now, when you're checking in, you got to understand that stress does affect spiritual awareness, right? Stress can cloud your intuition a little bit. It can jumble your thoughts and make it so that your thoughts are going so fast that you don't really feel the ability to listen being very strong in a given moment. And so to reduce stress in the body is also to reduce stress in the mind, because basically the mind is responding to the stress felt in the body. And there are various means of doing that. Deep breathing is one. Moving and dancing is another, like whether that's stretching, uh, dancing, or taking a walk if you have time, things of this nature. Moving, stretching, dancing is another way to release and remove stress. Also, taking a break, taking a 5-minute break from what you're doing to do nothing and relax without quitting what you're doing is a great means of reducing stress. But sometimes before you can get an answer, you'll want to release the stress out of your body so that you can hear your spirit more clearly, and so that your mind isn't racing so fast as you seek your answers, right? Um, yeah, and that's pretty much what I want to share on that particular point. And I think Coach Tensi is coming back. In case you want to add something, I don't want to just keep going.
Excuse me, loves. Apparently, I needed to sneeze. I sidebar. I noticed that when I am feeling stressed and then I go to bed and then I wake up, depending on how much water I drank the day before, which yesterday I did not drink enough water, and 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 if I ate something after dark, which I did, I was meal prepping, so protein bars, and I ate a little bit of the soaked seeds and dates and nut butter mixture, which was great. And then I went kind of straight to bed. I didn't have much lead time before going to bed, of just relaxing, decompressing intentionally. So the stress kind of compounded, and when it does, it tends to show up for me in like seasonal allergy symptoms, to where I had sneezes, and I was like, okay, I know this is connected to stress and to things that I am doing or not doing. So it was just kind of like a, like an alarm clock, an alarm going off, and just like, okay, just notice this and tend to your body. So I drink some water, and I'm gonna have some tea later, to kind of help me overcome the physical uh, consequences of the stress. I was watching this documentary, y'all. It was so good, and but it made me frustrated and like, oh, a little feeling like overwhelmed with all the things I need to do. So it's a funny uh, thing that aligned with the topic, because I was like, oh, I need to, share everything I know. I need to hurry up. I need to hurry up. Um, it's important to, I don't know if you already talked about creating space for inner guidance. Did you? Okay. Um, then I'll say, in one of the ways that I like to really create space, because it's important to set aside the time to really check in with your spirit, like you're saying, and quiet the mind for things like journaling, which is one of my go-tos that wasn't for so long. Like I resisted journaling for a long time, thinking I could keep everything in my head. But the more that I got, more responsibilities I had, the more that I saw that I could not, and I needed to organize my life. And the only way that I could find to do that and still encourage myself and just process all of the themes is to write them down in a journal. So, journaling is one of the ways that I stay grounded, and oftentimes I'll journal either in the evening or in the daytime. It is a part of my morning routine. So, whichever works for you, but it's just to bring clarity every time I'm writing, and just really observing what I'm doing and what's in my mind, and what is in my thrive zone, and asking myself questions, or just being present with whatever comes up, just kind of like a brain dump, just to get it all out. So then I can see what all is there and be like, okay, I need to do this part right now or next. And this is also what would be in my thrive zone. So I would love if this could get done. And it fits into my long term vision or my values, and I feel like, yeah, this is the priority. I'm ready for this, even if I may be a little hesitant, or there's fear there. The courage to take the action is where the power is at. So, and taking the action.
Yeah, and these practices of breathing, moving, reducing stress in the body, taking a break, journaling, all of these things touch on or connect you, I should say, with the healing systems in the body.
Yeah.
Right. So you have sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system. You have your like digestive and uh, uh, nutrients assimilation systems. All of these things thrive under a low stress environment or within a low stress environment. And when you tap into stress reduction techniques, or even the pairing of stress reduction and insight, you know, checking in with your spirit and getting the insights, what you should do, how you should focus your time, how you should focus your being, uh, you're tapping into these scientifically based, if you will, um, systems.
Yeah.
And they turn on like a light switch. And again, not only do you feel better, but also you're able to take the next steps to get your projects done, to take the next steps to achieve your goals, and to take the next steps to evolve as a person, to learn and grow and adapt as a person.
And I find that sometimes it is like a light switch, and sometimes it's like the light
Dimmer
knob,
switch.
where it's like it's a little slow, and then it gets brighter the more that you do it. Um, And there's also, of course, grounding practices. Whenever I'm with my journaling, if I can get outside, ah, so good. Even if it's just to feel wind, just to be in some sort of element of nature, whether it's wind or you feel the sun, or you um, or if you're near water, then water or grass, or even concrete, as long as it's not painted, you know.
Yeah.
And just to put my feet on some sort of
Earth.
earth or a grounding mat, which we have,
Yeah.
is really phenomenal because it will help with things like anxiety and overwhelm. It's like 20 minutes a day. If you do that every day in some variation or often, then the more that you do it, the more opportunities you're gifting your body so that it's taking the um, what's really it's being gifted. It's not, the earth is gifting your body free electrons, and these free electrons, if you remember in science class in high school or junior high, they're like the negative charge little part of an atom, right? So they buzz around, they have a big old cloud, and there's like um, there's basically everyone's at a depletion of free electrons. So when free radicals come along, which is a buzzword that if you've ever had a chronic condition, your doctors probably said, and I did not know what it meant. But basically, free radicals take electrons from your healthy cells and damage them. So the earth is gifting you with these free electrons, and they're clinging to the to heal your body, basically, so it doesn't go into overwhelm. And when the free radicals are like, "Where's my electrons?" It's it's like, there you go. So that's why gardening is so powerful. Your hands are in the earth, or in the earth. That's why things like just putting your bare feet on grass, soil, or concrete for 20 minutes. You could just be sitting there in a chair and your feet are just
On the earth.
planted. Yeah, it's powerful.
Yeah. So
Helps bring down inflammation too.
take these practices, put them into practice, them to heart, if you will. That's going to close out today's episode, today's B-Day episode. We'll see you all tomorrow for Cleanse Day.
Yeah,
And
it's gonna be great.
Before we go, a quick reminder to like the video, follow the page, follow the channel, subscribe to the channel, comment, meet us in the comments with your mindfulness techniques and your B-Day techniques, as well as your ways of reducing stress in the body. Also, like, have fun with your kids. It's always a great way to relieve stress.
Yes.
Have genuine fun with them. And we'll see you guys.
Silly. Okay, love y'all. Take care. Peace, loves.